Thank you for tuning in. I've got an unusual story which, raised a sort of bit of a dilemma for me and illustrates how unfair it is in the UK anyway, that when you get a return, you lose you lose the original shipping. I know that in some countries that doesn't happen. You can keep the original shipping, but in the UK, the consumer law is such that if you make a sale, you don't you refund the whole sum if anything comes back for whatever reason. So yeah, let me just tell you what happened. I sold a very low cost item. It was only £5. It was basically a watch strap, watch band. If you're in America, 12 millimeter for a lady. A lady bought it from me. It's only £5. It was. I've got stuff that I've had hanging around, and I just want to clear it out. I was pleased to see it. I was pleased to see it go. So she got it, and then she contacted me to say, "Oh, I ordered the wrong size. Should have ordered 10 millimeters, not 12 millimeters." So I said to her, "Send it back with a stamp to cover me sending you the size that you do need." Yeah. Now I know that strictly speaking, I should have told her, "Well, open a return and send it back via eBay returns, and then of course it's going to cost her £3.30 to send it back." But there are some of you out there who would argue I shouldn't. I should stick to the eBay return system. And to be honest with you, after this return, I probably will, because had she seen that the cost of returning the strap was going to be like £3.30, a lot of people actually circumvent the return system because of the cost of return, especially if it's a low cost item, and they buy a second class large letter stamp, which is going to cost them a third of the cost. They return it like that, and obviously, if I get it back, I will refund the money, even if it's not been sent back through the proper return system. A lot of people do actually do that. About 50-50. Half use the eBay label, the others don't. And if I do get the item back, I will refund the money, regardless of how it's come back. That's just my policy. Partly because it would create more headaches for me. Yeah. So what happened with this lady is that she sent it back, and she also sent a stamp for me to post out a new item, the correct size. Now that would have been okay, except there's a problem. I should have checked before I said that I could change the item, because in this particular range that she bought, there's no 10 millimeter available. They go from 12 millimeters up, and I didn't realize that. I should have realized it because I've been selling these for years on and off, and I just forgot. One of those things. So I contacted her. I said, "I'm awfully sorry. I can't supply it. I've refunded your money." So I'd already processed a refund and just drawn a line under it. That's it. And I didn't really expect there to be anything else from it. I've had other customers who have sent me stamps now and again to change something, and then they've ended up changing their minds and says, "Oh, it's all right. I've ended up keeping the stamp," or I've never had actually somebody in this situation chasing a stamp back. So she contacted me. She said, "Oh, okay, that's no problem." She said, "But could you reimburse me for the stamp I sent you? Because obviously I sent it due to you telling me that this strap was available, but now it turns out it's not available. And it only seems fair that I'd get reimbursed for that stamp." Now, I would have probably reimbursed her had she not used the word fair, because I got back to her and I said, "Well, yes, it's true. It would be fair if I reimbursed you on that stamp. But tell me, do you think it's fair that you put me to the trouble of processing an order and paying for outgoing shipping on an order that you made because you made a mistake? Do you think that's fair?" So yeah, so she came back to me because obviously I'm still out the outgoing shipping, and it's all because of her mistake. She caused me a lot of hassle. I spent a ridiculous amount of time on this order, given that I've only had a loss from it. And all because she did not properly measure her watch lugs before she placed the order. So she came back and she said, well, she said, that's true, but I only sent you the stamp because, because you said that it was available, and I would have thought it would be the right thing to do to refund me. But she said, it is a grey area, I admit. And she said, I'll trust your better nature. I don't know what she means by that, whether she means that I'll re-examine the situation and realise that I should pay her the money anyway. So I've since been back to her and said that, well, for me, what would be fair is restoring me to the position that I was in before you came to my eBay shop and placed an order using wrong information and basically wasted my time. And as things stand now, I'm now back in the position financially that I was in. The only thing I'm down on is the time I spent on the order, and I appreciate I can't be compensated for that, but it's all down to your mistake. So I did finish off on a positive note. I said, however, if you're ever in Kilmarnock, that's where I live in Scotland, give me a call and I'll give you the stamp back in person. So that's about it. So yeah, I thought you might find that interesting because it's one of those rare situations where an eBay buyer does only really see things from their point of view. They don't appreciate when they place a bad order, when they waste a seller's time. They only see things what's fair from their point of view. But what is objectively fair in this position is quite clearly it was by my mistake that she ended up effectively reimbursing me for the outgoing shipping. So what do you think? Let me know. But I think the way it ended up, even though I did make a mistake, she also made a mistake. But I'm now back to square one, although worse than that because I've wasted all my time on it. And now I've made this video as well. Okay, let me know what you think. Bye for now.